Hi everyone, Dave Reviews here, and today we're gonna try to finish up the Legend of Spyro New Beginning. So without further ado, let's hop right in. I believe it's this one. Yeah, and at a training dojo. And yeah, let's go. Let's go for it. Hopefully we can finish this today. Try to finish this up. And hopefully they're...
It's my fault. I failed Ignitus when he needed me most. It's just that the sight of Cinder so close just...
Made your heart stop? Put ice in your veins? Scared the crud out of you?
Yeah, something like that.
All warriors feel fear at one time or another, Spyro. There's no shame in that.
Yes, it's a proven scientific fact that the quotient between adrenaline and trepidation...
Voltaire, please. I believe our good friend here was trying to make a point.
Thank you, Cyril. What I was going to say is that all warriors feel fear, Spyro, but only the most valiant among us can face that fear and master it. What I saw of you on Munitions Forge, you are one such warrior. Young Dragon, now is the time to complete your training. Now is the time to face your fear. Come.
Am I the only one still petrified?
Yeah, I guess to recap on the story, Spyro just kind of escaped from Cinder from Munitions Forge, and Ignitus has been captured, and yeah, now we're trying to learn the Earth Breath.
Power to harness the soil, the wind, the world itself is now within your grasp. Let's begin.
Sorry about that. I was just trying to make it a little bit louder. That's all. So, yeah. It's another one of these sort of training dojo little mini games. Except you do it for each sort of breath, but this
Always be gracious
On-
in victory, Spyro.
this one is like for Earth, I guess.
Come over here.
Yeah. Although I do kind of feel that these training dojo mini games are kind of unnecessary. But yeah. But I will say it really helps when you're when you've like sort of really upgraded your breath ability. It makes the training a little bit more bearable, I guess.
There might be hope for you yet, young dragon.
Over here.
Gotta say, I really like these like visual effects that the game, like the little tornadoes. Like this game has like a lot of sort of cool visuals for the breath abilities. Yeah, they really sound like I don't know what I'm talking about. That guy's still not dead, I guess? Alright,
Looks
come
like
out.
Ignitus may have been right about you.
This way, oh Mauve one.
I guess I sort of so this sort of projectile attack kind of lifts the enemies up into the air, and you can sort of like do an air combo on them. But it's kind of unnecessary because I feel like you could just trap them in the tornado and they still sort of take damage. I mean, I'm not. There's still two left. This guy won't get caught in it.
Battles are won and lost in the
Sorry,
mind, Spyro. Again.
Well, I actually succeeded in doing that, but it's decided to kind of fail me for that. Okay, this guy won't go into the tornado. It's weird. Again.
You might prove to be a true warrior yet.
Sorry, I
Movie.
make it a little softer, I guess. I guess you're gonna learn the Earth theory, I guess. And I do apologize. I guess if I'm being completely honest, it is kind of difficult to make commentary on this game, considering that it is relatively simple with its combat and all. But I guess I'll do my best. I guess. Oh. I guess for all the repetition that this game sort of has,
Good job.
it
Now,
it does there is still sort of some fun to there is still sort of some enjoyment to be had with a new beginning, considering that you can sort of upgrade the different breath abilities, which does sort of give some variety to the gameplay. But yeah, but I felt like they could have added more to like the melee abilities.
Yes, pat on the back, good going, all that other rubbish, but we've got to get moving here.
Oh, Cyril is terribly obnoxious, but in this case he happens to be right, Pterodor. Ignitus is the final piece to Cinder's puzzle. If that last crystal is powered, the portal will open, and we'll all be done for.
I know. When I was on Munitions Forge, I overheard the conductor say that Cinder's final preparations would take place at her lair, where she lives in solitude among the clouds and the towers. I am certain that's where she's taken Ignitus.
We have to go. Come on.
I'd give anything to go with you, young warrior. crystal sapped the last of my will. I fear my fighting days are over.
Every generation must pass the torch to the next, Pterodor. Our time is done.
Yes, it is Spyro's time to shine. Go to it, young dragon.
Yes, sir.
Wow, you guys make even
I'm
me
not-
want to face Cinder.
Not sure if anyone notices
Did I say that out loud?
sort of blinking a little bit. I'm not really sure what to do with the screen blinking. Hopefully it's not too much of a problem. I mean, hopefully, but yeah.
Cinder's lair is where hope goes to die, Spyro. A dark, foreboding place in which Cinder broods and skulks and plans her next assault. You must make your way to her fortress, where I'm sure Ignitus is being held.
Next time I say that I want to face Cinder, why don't you go ahead and punch me in the mouth?
No problem.
Okay, this is, yeah, the last level of the game, and
Pterodor made it sound like this place is
It looks-
uninhabited.
Now what fun would that be?
it looks kind of atmospheric with the crystals. I mean, yeah, the sort of dark atmosphere, and it kind of does a good job at giving the sort of feel of that this is like the main antagonist's evil fortress. So I quite like. I think that if there is one thing that Crumb Studios has done very well, it's they did sort of do very well with the atmosphere, sort of making this yeah, you know what I'm trying to say, like, and let atmospheric final level to sort of build some anticipation for the end of the game. And plus, this is also the level where sort of a big twist sort of happens. We learn something about Cinder's past, and the story becomes a little bit more involved. It's not just rescuing another guardian or anything like that. Those were like leech worms that were trying to that absorb your health. Yeah, I'm gonna level up a little bit. Yeah, this is the level up system. Sort of helps with the repetition quite a bit. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I guess another thing I'll say is I kind of wish that there was, yeah, you do kind of end up fighting the same enemies over and over again. I wish there was more enemy variation to the enemies, besides fighting these sort of apes all the time. He does have like a block attack, which can hurt you, but yeah, it took him out. Sorry if I don't sound too interesting. I I'm trying to figure out like streaming and stuff like that. But this is just probably something I'm gonna sort of do on like the side of the reviews, and yeah. Probably, yeah, Earth Breath is definitely the best breath to have, but yeah, it does often lead to some like dominant strats. Like, yeah, it's like if you really like level up Earth Breath, it yeah, sorry, I was getting a little crowded there. You can do some really like devastating attacks, and it's, yeah, basically it's like pretty easy to abuse it, but I'll try to switch it up and make it a little bit more interesting, because it's probably not interesting to watch me just use Earth Breath all the time. Like, yeah, it's... You guys, if there's anyone watching, you probably want to see like some more gameplay variation, not just see me using like cheap tactics. So I'll try to do my best to make it as good as I can. So, yeah, his fire breath is actually pretty good too. Like you could do like these fire bombs. Frame rate kind of drops a bit when you use it, but and yeah, you'll hear a little crackling sound when you level this one up. So yeah, I would say the breath abilities do sort of it saves the combat a bit from feeling too repetitive. But you know what doesn't save the combat too much? It's having to fight these same baboons over and over and over again. Like these fucking baboons are just they're a nuisance, and you just have to fight like, yeah, you have to fight a bunch of them to sort of progress. In fact, I almost feel like I've there's something wrong. I'm doing something wrong, and there's a reason why. Oh, yeah, I was gonna say I feel like I'm doing something wrong, and there's a reason why I couldn't really progress. But yeah, it's like Crumb Studios, for God's sake, just make better level design instead of just throwing a bunch of enemies my way. I mean, I know in my review I sort of said I liked this game, but yeah, it's gotta say I kind of see where some of the detractors sort of come from. If I was being honest, but I don't think it's a bad game. But I sort of see sort of the cracks now, or that it is a bit repetitive, but at the same time, the combat can be pretty cathartic as well, as repetitious as it is. And by the way, I take a drink every time I say the word sort of repetitive to describe this game. I think I sort of overuse that that word quite a bit. So yeah, take a drink every time I use the word repetitive. I think I overuse it a little too much. Sorry. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what to sort of talk about. I know this is probably cringe commentary, but I do apologize. Yeah. It's the cool thing with the electricity breath. You could like throw enemies like around like this, throw them off the ledge like that, and they will take damage. Well, this isn't a very big ledge, but it wasn't enough to like make them take damage or anything like that. But yeah, you could throw them around with the electricity breath. There's more enemies. I mean, what do you expect? The Legend of Spyro New Beginning. You just keep throwing enemies at you non-stop. But I'll see what I can do to make this more fun. Although I'll probably fail because I'm not very good at going off script, as you can tell. It just sounds like I don't know what I'm talking about, but I don't know what I'm saying or anything. But yeah. Bounce them everywhere. Yeah. This is pretty much the game, like, yeah, rough to rescue Ignitus, but I guess one thing I'll give Chrome Studio some credit is, like I said before, I think they did a good job with sort of making the interior of this, like, fortress and, making this kind of feel like, sort of like an intimidating place to be in, just how dark everything looks, like, these little spikes over here I think are really cool details. Yeah.
Almost there.
Almost there. He says. Or actually, I don't think we're that close, but yeah, remember this level being fairly long, so it's probably gonna take a while. So this enemy is called a conduit. Wait, I was kind of getting some infamous vibes with that was called a conduit. Tila Lowe's Snake. These, like, enemy names are really, like, bizarre. This guy is called Arrow Ready Death Tracker. And he glitched into the wall a little bit. Sorry if I sound a little incoherent. I'm not sure if I'm actually like drunk or anything, but I did have some like bit of a... Sorry, they shouldn't have said anything. That was a little awkward. That was an awkward thing to mention. I think I might die here. Oh no.
Done and
Actually, I think there could have been like some potential for making like some interesting like platforming sections or puzzles with these with that last section with like making the platforms sort of appear. But they kind of decided, I guess, to just throw a bunch of enemies your way and then just sort of hope for and then after you beat a bunch of enemies, another platform would emerge. But what they could have done instead of fighting a bunch of waves and waves of enemies is basically have maybe there'd be like a little puzzle for you to solve in order to sort of activate the different platforms. I think that would have been a lot better. Would have been a lot. That would have been a lot. That would have been a lot better instead of just reusing the same game mechanics of fighting several enemies all at once. Because I mean, and speaking of enemy variety, like even these enemies, they're basically the stone sentinels from Tall Plains. Except now they have they're a little, sort of more electricity based, but for the most part, like, you know, they have the same attacks and the same sort of structure for the most part. It's, yeah, it kind of shows that, like, Chrome Studios maybe could have gone back to like the drawing board to sort of make better enemy types instead of just showing the same ones over and over again. Like I feel like this game has a lot of potential. However, it really does sort of fall apart with like the repetition, and it like it's not definitely not God of War levels of good. They could have made more like melee combos instead of the typical circle 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 button mash. I mean, you can do little things like but I messed it up, but like there are little things you could, like this. Sorry, the screen was blinking and I was wondering if there was something wrong. Yeah, it is sort of what it is. Yeah, the screen really is blinking a bit. I'm not sure how to fix that. Could be the PS2, but I don't know. I'm too scared to touch it.
Come on. Ignitus is waiting.
I don't know, I sort of get this inevitable feeling that something is gonna go wrong, but I don't know when it will happen or what's gonna happen, but I feel like something is just something's gonna mess up, and me not being like a tech savvy kind of guy, I'm not gonna be sure how to like fix it or anything. Yeah, I could do my best and all, but well, hopefully we can get through the game, but we'll see. I'll intentionally keep. Could be OBS, could be PS2, but we'll see. Maybe now is not a good time to stream or anything like that. Yeah, I'm not sure if you can notice, but it does sort of blink a little bit. The screen sort of blinks a little bit. It's a bit concerning, but see if we can still get through the game. Or we could actually beat a capture card, I'm not sure. How many of these guys are there? It's like, feels never ending. And I don't think I like Ice Breath that much. Just die already. Yeah, I guess with Ice Breath you could like turn the enemies into little snowballs like this. You could roll them around, but yeah, it's not as cool as like Electricity Breath. You could like toss them around like this.
Spark, look, the gate's losing power.
Oh well. Because this enemy is electricity based, he doesn't take damage from the electricity breath. So, just gonna have to attack him other means. Rubudite. Kind of an interesting name. They came up for that guy. This guy's name is Ihiiia. Ehiiia. It's very interesting names, very scintillating. It's like they might have failed with enemy variety, but they sure didn't fail with giving a good variety of names for each of these guys. Wow, more electric gates. It's like very original. This game keeps throwing electric gate after electric gate after electric gate at you. GV Blacklock. Let's look at all those names. And yeah, it's so I guess there is sort of a certain charm in that, I guess. So I'll give them that. I'll give them points for that. But yeah, this can get a little tedious with because I keep constantly throws the same enemies your way. It's I'm sure there's a little bit more to it. Excuse me. And I'm not sure if I'm the only one who thinks this, but I kind of feel slow motion in this kind of ruins the pacing, the overall level combat sometimes. But yeah. I mean, there is a way to turn the slow motion off, but it's probably not gonna it's probably not gonna be too bothersome. Like there, the slow motion didn't activate for some reason. There's a Dreadwing. It's just a lot of fun tossing the enemies around like this and seeing them jump around and all. Oh, great. Shucks. There, finished him off. I mean, yeah, and they're, I don't know, it's like, maybe I shouldn't be talking because I myself am a bit of a lazy person, but it's kind of like they got a little lazy with the level design and they just sort of decided that it was okay to just throw a bunch of enemies your way. Maybe that's acceptable for a beat-em-up game. But maybe it's the reason it's more noticeable in this game is because like there's so very little variety to it that the levels just noticeably get kind of old after a while. And I do kind of apologize if it sounds like I'm saying same thing over and over again, but like I guess like the little detail like with the dreadwings sort of flying in the background, I guess that's kind of cool. And I like the tower over there. It kind of does add more to the dark atmosphere, I guess. Like over there. And like the skybox is I think also kind of cool. For the night sky and all. So I'll give the game props for that. I don't mean to sound terribly critical. And this enemy is called like a conduit, so it kind of makes me think of like Infamous, because you know, Infamous, the sort of the like you know, Cole McGrath is like it's like a conduit. I don't know. It just makes me think of that. I guess. I think I'm gonna die here. Yeah, I died. I guess it's just not my day. Oops, can't use... And it's, I guess another cool thing is if you like scorch them, they like do this little funny animation. They like do different animations depending on which breath you're using. So that's sort of something. I'm not sure if that was a glitch, but he was, for a moment there, he was like frozen there. Like, yeah. Can't smash me. I'll conduit. Frick. I mean, I guess another thing is if you die, you can, the game doesn't like automatically reset the enemies. You just sort of leave off where you were. So it actually can make the game feel somewhat easy, along with the fact that there's some like dominant strats that you could use to sort of break the game. But let's see if I can sort of try to not use the dominant strats and see if I can just use different breaths in. Oh, here. Ice breath isn't very effective. His slow motion looks kind of visually interesting. Better not be caught by the spotlight. There, I think he's finished. Then after beating a bunch of those enemies, these platforms, this pair of platforms arise, which again, I kind of wish this game had more creative, I don't know, level design, instead of just fighting numerous enemies, waves upon waves of enemies. I think it. Yeah, this. But I do quite like this. Quite like the level. Like this exterior, like going from the interior to the exterior. It's kind of cool, I guess. thought you could maybe like zap him against this laser gate, but I guess you can't. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to the game. It's or yeah, it's a beat 'em up, that's for sure. But I think some of the issues, like with the level design, could have been kind of ignored if like if they made the combat a little bit more sort of interesting, instead of me just doing the same combo over and over again. I guess little touches like this, like throwing your enemy off the cliff, is kind of cool. But it's a nice touch. I guess it does give this game a bit of personality. Shucks. Shit. Yeah, as you can see, like, the game just, I died, and the game, I didn't have to sort of redo anything, so there's very sort of little consequence to dying, and I guess, I don't know, considering how difficult the Eternal Night was, I think that's a bit of a problem, because I think there should be sort of a little bit more of a consequence, to sort of losing in a game. So I guess in that sense, it can kind of come across as a bit too easy. I guess. But I guess this is this is kind of cool. Like, there are like little platforms as you sort of descend down this sort of circular pit, and there are enemies on each platform. So that's sort of something, I guess. It's kind of instead of, well, it's a little bit more variety compared to linearity that we were seeing previously. Yeah, if you're gonna play this game, I'd kind of recommend leveling up to Earth Breath, just because it's probably the strongest. And yeah, there's I don't know why I decided to start this. I should probably be working on like another like review or something, but I guess yeah, I just decided to do it, and I might as well try to finish it. Try to finish it the best I can. Wow, even Earth Breath with the conduit, it's interesting. It's not terribly effective for some reason. Not. Use a Fury attack to finish them off. I mean, I think there are some people who sort of like invite sort of like guests to be on like a stream, but I guess sort of the bad thing about me is I kind of don't know anyone, if I was being honest. Har. Slow motion. This game's attempt at humor. This leads to a very inconsistent tone because it's trying to be dark and edgy, but then it has little jokes like that. So that's sort of something. So you just look at how like destructive Earth Breath is. It's overpowered if you level it up. That bomb barely did anything. Zenny Streak Wanderer. So I remember one of the memories I kind of have with this game is I kind of remember that when I was playing it with my friend, we would sort of make fun of the different names that these enemies have. And like Zenny Streak Wanderer here, we would kind of wonder like who decided to name this enemy like Zenny Streak Wanderer? Or these very weird sort of names. And you're kind of sort of joke how Cinder was like terrible to her minions. And that guy just got zapped. Like he spawned in like the wrong area and he got zapped. I'm not sure if you guys noticed that, but yeah. You don't want to probably don't want to fall into that. There's like they're on Jackal Quester. Who names their kid these things? I don't know. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it kind of gives a very sort of like a obscure kind of feeling. I'm not sure what the right word is. Maybe not obscure, but like I lost the thought. Like Zippo's Rar, Vine Weasel, Edeninolat, Dive Lard, Dive Lizard. It's kind of weird, but it does give the game a bit of personality. I'll say that. So that's kind of funny and cool at the same time, I suppose. I think Ice Breath is probably the worst breath of all of them. It's like it's not really being very effective. All it does is freeze them in place. But we'll switch to electricity and see if it's a bit better. Electric Leech. Oh, no, well. Yeah, we could just do this all day. We could just toss them around like this until we run out of, until we die. And that, sorry. Sorry, I did. But if I could sort of show my previous point, yeah, see here the enemies... The enemies that I previously killed before I died, they were dead when I, they were died after I, they were dead after I respawned. So it does make the game fairly easy. I mean, well, I just died there, so maybe that kind of sounds like maybe I'm lying, but... But yeah, it makes the game, I don't know, fairly simplistic. The fact that it doesn't explicitly sort of punish you for losing or anything like that. But the reason that why I think that potentially it might not be as big of a problem, at least within this series, is because I know there were a lot of people who basically complained that the Eternal Night was extremely difficult, and compared to that game, some people think that they nailed the Legend of Spyro New Beginnings sort of difficulty. Even though I think it could be seen that it's a little too easy. To a certain degree. Oops. You know, is that guy... The camera is getting a little unwieldy. Camera... Damn camera is unwieldy. Clearly, yeah, not very good at this. I kind of wonder what Cinder does with, like, all these crystals. Like, if there was a civilization here, do you think maybe possibly she, like, sort of harvests this for something? Harvests the crystals for, like, energy or something like that? Yeah, we don't know. It's kind of interesting, like, you know, I just like to think maybe there's a little bit more to the background. These things sort of serve a little bit more to the background instead of just sort of being there, I guess. Oops. Nope. Gotta go for the crystal. God, a little bit. Yeah, about me saying this game was easy, I guess. Now I kind of look like a blatant hypocrite. Because just looking how many times I'm dying. I guess I look kind of stupid for saying it's easy. It's not. It's... Never mind, this game actually presents a decent challenge. There you go again. There you go again, Dave. Just sort of walking back on your points and acting like an idiot. Let's use a different breath besides Earth. It's a little too I don't know, I think I use it a little too much. And I don't think I can hit him when he has that shield on, so let's try to firebomb him. Use the fire bombs, firecrackers, whatever they are. Add some whatever variety. This is like a mini boss. It's basically just the Ice King, except he has electricity-based attacks, and I think that one boss from I think it's from Ape Escape with the knight, and he has like the axe that you fight just before Spectre takes off with Jake. In the second to last level, he kind of I don't know, this boss kind of reminds me of that. That sort of one sort of Ape Escape boss. I apologize for the lackluster commentary. Sounds like I don't know what I'm talking about. But, I'm gonna stand up a bit. It's alright. I'm sitting on the ground crisscross applesauce, so it is a little uncomfortable. Actually, there's like a spider right next to me, so I'm gonna try to take it out. I'll be right back. Okay, I killed the spider. Sorry about that. This is already kind of turning out to be a messy stream, I guess. Just need to relax. I apologize for that interruption, but yeah, there's literally like a spider like sitting right next to me. I just had to sort of kill it. But I'm sorry about that. That was very unprofessional of me. I think now we're gonna get up. No, not quite yet, but I think we're getting pretty close to the boss fight. It's not the final boss, but it's kind of getting there. Throw these guys off the edge. I thought he was gonna fall off there, but thank God for ledge grabs. I kind of feel like they use these enemies to sort of pad out the game a bit. Whoa, I just fell off there. That's how embarrassing. Try these things. I guess, yeah, the sound effects to the combat is kind of cool. I mean, it makes it feel a little bit more satisfying. But like sections like these, it really does feel like they were trying to pad the game out. It's a little bit of a choppy elevator sequence. I wish that there had been, like, just have the elevator... What they should have done was just have the elevator sort of slowly, like, ascend. And, because this just feels like they just sort of added it in because, they were... I don't know, they were trying to make the level a little bit longer, or at least feel longer. I don't know. It feels a little forced, if I was being completely honest. And that guy just fell off. Like, when I was younger, I do remember this game being a little bit more enjoyable than what it is right now. But, now maybe because I'm a little older, I kind of see the cracks. But, or the cracks maybe didn't bother me too much when I was younger, but now it kind of does make the game feel somewhat sort of tedious to sort of play through. And I think maybe Eternal Night kind of fixes some of this because the Eternal Night tries to implement more platforming into the overall gameplay. So the level design, I think, in the Eternal Night is a bit better, but man, that game, the Eternal Night is hard as hell. So it's So they kind of created a new problem while fixing something that its predecessor had. Like, yeah, this is what it should. This is what the level should have been. Just the elevator slowly ascending, and then maybe enemies could be raining down, and but they had to add the little gimmick in an attempt to make it a little bit more interesting, I guess.
Spyro. Spyro.
What?
I don't like this. Feels like she's baiting us. I'm getting smarter.
Spyro, destroy the crystal! Quickly!
Let's get him out of here before Cinder gets back.
If only it were that easy, little one.
So big.
Time you learned how complicated life can be.
Run! Spyro! Save yourself!
Not this time. This time I fight.
Bring it.
Okay, to fight Cinder. Ah. And I'm not. Yeah, and she can stun lock you pretty easily if you're not careful. And we just try to use Earth Breath, I guess, if we wanna last. Earth Breath in this game is kind of like Balloon Aga from Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, since it's like really overpowered, and if you like wanna have like a fighting chance,
It's so
you,
sad
basically you
losing
have to
this
use it.
one. Now, where was I?
Does she ever use doors?
There was something in her eyes, Ignitus. Something familiar.
There should be, Spyro. You and Cinder share more than you know. It's time I told you the truth. All of it. You see, after I took your egg to the Silver River, I returned to the grotto to find utter chaos. The other guardians had been overrun, and all the other eggs had been smashed by the Dark Master's forces. All except one. You see, the Dark Master was torn. He wanted to destroy all the eggs to prevent the birth of the Purple Dragon. But he also needed a dragon.
Why would he need a dragon?
Spyro. Only one born in the year of the dragon could open the portal that served as the Dark Master's prison.
Cinder?
I'm afraid so.
But if we come from the same place, why is she so...
Evil? Monstrous? Big? Sexy? Oops, did I say that?
Because, Spyro, after the night of the raid, she was corrupted by the Dark Master's poisonous powers, twisted by his evil law. She's become the Dark Master's monster.
But why? What does this Dark Master want?
He wants to be freed from the portal of convexity, to wreak havoc across the realms. And if Cinder gets there, he just might succeed.
afraid we might be too late.
No. I refuse to give up. I'm going to stop Cinder and the Dark Master.
Ooh, wait, you heard the dragon, Spyro. He said, too late. We'll get him next time. Come on, champ. You did a great job, and let's take 5.
No. I'm ready. Now!
Okay. Okay, Spyro, you're right. At the very least, you have to try. If the Dark Master escapes, a shadow will fall over the land. And who knows what will happen then. May the ancestors look after you. May they look after us all. Convexity acts as an airlock between our world and the dark realms beyond. We must stop Cinder before she inserts the final crystal and activates the portal, freeing the Dark Master.
Now I've seen everything.
Yeah, if we don't hurry, I have a feeling you're gonna see a whole lot more. Come on.
So I hear if you listen really carefully in this level, you can hear like a voice saying Spyro in sort of like the atmosphere. I'm not sure how true that is, but I guess I'll try to listen to it right now. Listen for it right now. Oh, actually, never mind. Look. This, and I guess another fun fact is that I think you can actually like damage these things, flying things. But there's like no point. You can't like fight them, but I think you can sort of damage them. But I don't know why I mentioned that, but it's you can sort of a cool little Easter egg, I suppose. I guess another thing to mention is this is where the platforming becomes more involved in this game, and I wish there were more sort of levels that were sort of like this, like sort of more platforming and stuff. I kind of wonder where this path kind of leads. It doesn't lead anywhere. And yeah, another thing that I wish that this game had was have like more collectibles, because like, for instance, like the path sort of up, like this path over here, this path that leads away from the main area. There could have been like maybe like a collectible here. Now I know the Eternal Night, they sort of had like these little concept art feathers that you could collect, but the New Beginning doesn't quite have that. But yeah, there could have been like something to get like over there, but hey. Oh yeah, and I'm not sure if you heard that, but you could hear that there's like this little voice in the air sort of saying, sort of whispering, like, Spyro. If you listen carefully, you can kind of hear it. So, there's nothing really up here, but, Actually, come to think of it, I feel like there was sort of supposed to be more planned for this level, because I feel like there was something that was supposed to almost sort of be here, but, maybe it got cut or something. I don't know, it's just sort of a thought, or maybe, or or is it to glide over there, maybe? Up, it's too high. I think I was going in the wrong direction.
I better be a bit more careful.
Like, I guess creatures like that kind of add more to this level's atmosphere, I guess. I think I know where I'm supposed to go. Okay. I think is and I guess it's important to mention that the Eternal Night made these sort of more interesting by there's a sort of a platforming section where you had to jump on jellyfish before they zapped you. So I guess they kind of expanded on this parts of this level. Actually, come to think of it, the Eternal Night does sort of recycle a lot of elements from A New Beginning. Yeah. Trying to concentrate here. Let's see, I think it's just up ahead. It's the final battle. It's final battle against Cinder. Yeah, let's fucking go.
My master returns.
We're too late.
Persistent little fellow, aren't you? This is where it really ends.
Bring it.
No mercy this time.
I can't watch this.
Okay, she's try not to use too many cheap tactics this time. Frame rate is dropping. Try to use a combination of melee and breath abilities. Ah, shit. Oh, he got stunned there for a second. I don't know if I'll off. And then, I'm not... I guess there are some differences from the initial fight, like how she gets up and tries to flame you while flying. I feel like I haven't really said too much about this game's story. It is kind of generic in one sense with how they sort of make Spyro like a chosen one, kind of like messianic, almost messianic figure. But it sort of works, I guess, in one sense. And overall, I think it's a fairly compelling story. I do like how they make Spyro and Cinder kind of related, in one sense. And they do sort of grow closer together and develop as characters as more of the games kind of progress. Let's see. Let's see if I could. Okay, I died there. I think this might take a while, but it's probably no fun for you guys to watch, but I guess since I started it, I might as well finish it, so there's that. I guess I could have used Fury, but I'm stupid. I'm really stupid. It literally looks like I don't know what I'm doing right now. And you can strafe like this. Oh shit. Okay. Try to stay near the center to avoid the flames. Let's see. think if you stay near the center, her flame, her fire breath can't hit you. I'm probably wrong about that, but you just kind of need, the real reason is you just kind of need to outrun her at the end of the day. So we're gonna shucks. Okay, should get some more health. Let's see. Okay, get some more health. This is kind of like an epic final battle. Okay. I'll lower her down a bit. Hey, did I fuck up? I didn't fuck up. Okay, this is like the last sort of bit. Hopefully I a little smart about it.
It's time to unleash the true dragon within you.
Okay, and there, we beat the game. Yeah, I guess. And then 1,000 Spyro heads, hit Cinder. Sorry, I'm probably ruining the moment. And if we didn't do that Fury attack, she would have done her own Fury, and we would have basically been fucked. And I would have had to start the battle over again. But yeah, we did it. And then
She is just like me.
she turns into back to her original form.
Dude, we gotta get out of here now.
I can't leave her behind. I've got to save her.
What? Save the beast that's been trying to kill us?
Yeah, that wasn't her fault. She was being used by the Dark Master. Now we can go.
I'm right behind you, buddy. Mommy, off my pillow.
Feeling better, Spyro?
Not really, Ignitus. That battle drained every last bit of my strength. I can hardly lift my head.
Yes, it will take some time for your powers to return. But they will in time, young dragon. They will in time. Cinder, ever since I failed the night of the raid, I've dreamt of this day.
It wasn't just you, Ignitus. We all failed.
Be that as it may, we're together again now. Thanks to Spyro. Well done, young dragon.
Thanks, Ignitus. But we still don't know what's happened to the Dark Master.
No matter, Spyro. There will be time to talk of the Dark Master later. Now, it's time to be grateful for your success.
His success. Hey, what about me? Just because a bunch of weird stuff doesn't fly out of my mouth doesn't mean I didn't help you now.
Yeah, you were a big help, Sparks. No doubt about it. But just for the record, a lot of weird stuff does come out of that little mouth of yours.
And what the heck is that supposed to mean? You know, I don't need this. I could have stayed with the llama people, whatever, where I was appreciated, but no. No, I decided to help the poor, helpless dragons, rid the world of evil. What a mistake that was, because I get no thanks. No respect, no love, no credit.
My goodness. And I thought Voltaire talked a lot.
I left home too, you know. I'm a little guy, yeah, that's right. Maybe you haven't noticed. Things are a lot bigger to me than they are to you. And did I back away? Nah, nah, nah. Why? Because I got moxie. I'm a tough cookie. I got class. I got a little frog in my throat. As I was saying, on tall plains they knew a good thing when they saw it. They recognized the value of a quality dragonfly like me. But here I get nothing. Not even a thanks. Hey, how you doing? Good, let me buy you a drink. We should go back to the swamp. Mom will make it all good. Mommy always does.
Okay, that was Legend of Spyro: A New Beginning. Overall, I know I kind of sounded like I was complaining a lot about this game, with like the repetition and like the level design and all, but I think like the ending of this game is actually quite good. Because I don't know, I think it's more to do with like nostalgia, if anything. Just watching that ending is kind of nostalgic, so overall I think it's a fairly decent Spyro game. It is kind of rough around the edges, like maybe they could have added more variety to the combat and to the enemy types. There could have been less repetition, but for the most part it's fairly decent. Like, even though the combat is repetitive, it was also quite satisfying and cathartic at the same time. So yeah, I guess those were my final thoughts. It's a little bit worse, but it's still, I guess, fairly decent, and I need to get up and stretch. Yeah. Developed by Crumb Studios. They're the same guys that made Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. Yeah. And I guess also there's a little stinger at the end that kind of advertises for the Eternal Night, so I'm kind of waiting for that. Overall, yeah. And speaking of the story, yeah, it's a little bit on the generic side. It is kind of similar to Avatar: The Last Airbender in the sense that it's like a purple dragon trying to like master all these different elements. But it's I guess for the most part it still works. It's fairly linear, and but it is a bit on a generic side. Uh, but I guess if I was being completely honest, I'm not sure if I could really recommend that you go and buy this game, because it is a bit of an unpolished beat 'em up. I know I'm kind of ranting now, or just mumbling about or going on and on, so I do apologize. Are those like welcome to the world? Are those like interns or like children to the newborn children to these developers, or I don't know.
See anything, Spyro?
No. But I've got a bad feeling.
Me too.
Uh-oh. Anyway, that was Legend of Spyro: New Beginning. Hope you all enjoyed, if there's anyone watching. But yeah, I'll see y'all next time. Bye.